Everybody, this is Michael. Welcome to Genesis Alpha 1. This is a new title, well, relatively new title, out from Radiation Blue and Team 17 Digital. It's available exclusively on the Epic Store. I know, Boo has grown. Anyway, they got some pretty cool games over there. Do check them out. I know people don't dig it, but whatever. So, I am definitely going to be checking out some games from over there because they do have some interesting ones. So, this guy here is billed as a roguelike shooter. And basically, we're the captain of a initially small crew starship seeking a new home for humanity. We're going to explore systems, collect materials, and along the way, build up our crew and build up our biomass and our crew diversity in order to establish this new colony. So let's get started here. I'm probably going to turn up options here. I want to turn up the voice volume just a little bit, and we're going to start a new mission. So when you first start playing this game, you have one option for your corporation. Your corporation decides how much resources, weapons, all that sort of thing that you get to start with. So we have the tutorial, which will guide you through it. And then once you've played through that a few times, you'll start unlocking these other corporations, and they all have different amounts of modules, resources, etc. Let's maybe go with the Stall Union here, and at some point you'll get options to customize your crew. As you find artifacts, they'll appear right here. You can set up your galaxy here, and you can start your mission. I'm going to skip this little intro here, but basically humankind decided to start exploring. Eventually they discovered a hyperdrive. Earth went to hell, and so now we're looking for a new home for humanity. I don't know what it's going to do for Earth that was, but we'll basically go out and start a new place. So we got to build a few things. This is our ship building screen. Right now we only have a bridge. If you start in the tutorial mode, you'll start out with most of the essentials, and I'll have you build a couple items just to get your ship going. But our bridge is where we control where our ship goes, and also allows us to do some long-range scanning stuff. And then we've got to add things onto our ship. So right now they want us to build a greenhouse, a tractor beam, a storage, and a crew quarter. So all of these things do different stuff. A greenhouse maintains our ship's biosphere. We have 5 crew to start with. Do we have 5 crew? I think we have 5 crew to start with. We might only have 4. But in any case, a greenhouse will basically support like 5 crew of a particular type. And we start out with humans, but later on we may pick up some alien DNA and create some weirdo clones. A tractor beam will let us gather materials, refined materials from space. A storage will let us store those materials, and a crew quarter will let us house our crew. We can have more crew. A crew quarter will house 5. We can have more than that. But excess crew, if they don't have a place to stay and they get sick, they won't be able to recover, and a bunch of other stuff. So we got connections, we've got an access, we've got corridor, and we've got turbo lift. Corridor lets you move around the ship. Turbo lift lets you move between levels. You can build multi-level ships here. And an access lets you get to the service tunnels. Now, most of the rooms in this game have an underlevel, and aliens will appear on your ship. They spawn in various ways. You can bring them aboard with your tractor beam. They are a big problem. They'll chew up your ship, and eventually they'll basically kill all of you. So an access will let us get from a corridor down underneath into that lower level, and you can also get there via other rooms too. We've got some farming here. That's a kind of a misnomer. Farming resources is really what's going on here. So a biotank lets us store biomass that we collect from dead life forms and stuff, and it provides a material storage for your crew, for creating crew in your cloning tanks. So we've got a deposit, which will let us store raw materials that we pick up from on planet. What we beam in from floating around in space, the space junk, that stuff's already refined and it goes into a storage. If we pick up something from a ship, from the planet, it goes into a deposit and will need to be refined in a refinery, which will then go into a storage. So you've got to have storage space for stuff, or you can't actually bring it on board. Hangar will let us go down to a ship, and to a planet, and the planets are rather dangerous, so just be prepared for that. Aliens will come back with you, and they will infest your ship. And tractor beam, same thing. We will beam stuff from space wrecks and debris, and occasionally we'll beam aboard some nasty beastie. And here for crew, Clone Lab is where we make new clones. A lounge is where only clones who make friends will become human. Provides health regeneration for the crew. I don't know what that first part means, to be honest about it. I don't believe I have ever built a lounge. Crew quarters, again, crew cabin holds 5. And you can see how much these things take to build in various resources and then also in energy. Life systems, greenhouse creates our biosphere. A reactor provides more power for our ship modules. We can run low on power. Workshop will let us create weapons and defenses, and I don't think it lets us do any research about those, but later on we can do that. And then we don't have anything for space travel. I think later on we might get like a fancier hyperdrive or something. This game is fairly in-depth. So anyway, let's go ahead and build a tractor beam. I think a greenhouse. What I'll do, though, is I think I'll put a corridor here. That way we can go off either side, and I think I will just slam down a greenhouse right here into... where is that? Life systems, right?
This is a greenhouse.
A greenhouse, we'll throw it right here on the end. A greenhouse is kind of neat because it makes like a little nexus that we can use as an intersection. I think I'll go with that there. I think I'll throw a corridor just on either edge so we can get out if we need to do. And then let's throw down a crew quarters. Maybe we'll put it over here. We can rotate the module with E and Q. And we might want to put a turbo lift. I'm probably going to put the bad stuff downstairs with a turbo lift. I probably will just go ahead and put the tractor beam up here, though, so we can get it built without having to go up and down an elevator. So we need to build the tractor beam, and let's go ahead and do that. So that's under farming. So we got our tractor beam. Let's put it back here. And then we need to build a storage, so we can put that anywhere, and I suppose I'll just put one right here off of the tractor beam, since that's where we're going to be bringing stuff on for now. We're going to want more storages later on, but for now I can just throw it right there. And we can move things around later on. Anyway, we've built all the things we need. We don't have a biomass tank. Can we afford it? Yeah, I guess we can afford it. So let's throw down a biomass tank, and then we can throw a clone lab out here, and we'll be able to get in and out around over here. And I think that's about it. So let's hit tab. I think... Yeah, okay, tab. I didn't see the key code down there, but tab will let us go, and we can rename our ship, and we can start out. So we don't have any resources. We don't have any cabin. It looks like we have stuff in our resource bay. In fact, it looks like we might need another resource, another storage. So let's do another storage. Why don't I put a connection? I'm thinking about this as my defensive point. Like, this is where we'll try to stop the bad guys from getting into the main area of our ship. So let's put a let's put another connection here and here, and I think I'll just throw a storage right here. No, I've moved up a level, so use the F and R to go up and down levels. I'll throw it here. Yeah, sure, why not? And then we can make some access around the edges if we need to. That'll work for now. We'll hit tab to go to our mission. We can start it, start a game. And we'll get a little intro, and then we can get started. So I'm going to skip the intro. Here's our captain. He got promoted from among the crew. Miraz is our guy, and we're going to be playing as him. So the little controls are a little jank. I have turned stuff down a little bit, but it's pretty crazy. So it's space to jump and control to crouch, and you might need to crouch because if you look down here, we can see this lower level. Can we get in from over here? I guess we can't. Can we get in from over here? I thought there was a way to get underneath. Oh yeah, right here. Yeah, here it is. So this is the under level of our ship, and down here is where aliens are going to be building nests and things. We got to watch out for them. And you can get around most of the ship. You notice we have like a little thing that tells us what's where. These here are little power nodes. When these things go out, you lose power to portions of your ship, which can be a very bad thing because stuff will stop happening, and you'll have to go and restore those and keep your buggies from getting out of control. Over here's a little weapon rack. These appear at different places around your ship. Is where we'll find turrets, energy shields, which we don't happen to have any of, unfortunately. Let's grab those turrets because we might need them. And you can also check your weaponry. So if we hit 1, we'll get a pistol. We hit 2, we'll get a pulse rifle or whatever. Some guys have different technologies, like we might have a shotgun or a laser rifle over here. It just depends on what you're doing. And what the heck are these things? I actually don't know what these are, but I have seen them get destroyed before. So, and then the other things you got there is a turret, which we can put down like that. and it'll kind of auto guard. And then we also have an energy screen 4, which we don't actually have access to at the moment. So I'm going to keep my pistol out. And over here, so on each of these things, we've got some terminals. This is kind of our main terminal for the bridge. It lets us do, it lets us move around. We can zoom around in this little star map here, which is pretty cool. We can also, I'm not sure actually what that does. We can assign some crew here by clicking. And we can also filter what we're viewing out here with our various resource tags over here. Now, if you look, you can kind of see the number of planets and the amount of space debris in any given sector. And notice that it says explored 0 of a certain number. We've got to scan these in order to be able to do anything with them. But for now, if we hold the right mouse button, we can look around at other screens. So here's our ship status. You can see all the details about our ship, what materials we have. We have 14 iron right now. And if we hold the right mouse button, we can scroll over here, which is the crew assignments in general. And we can assign and unassigned crew from different positions around the ship. What was that? I just saw something. Oh, maybe it was just my cursor. Okay, I thought I saw something blip across the screen. I don't know everything there is to know about this game. Sometimes I don't fully understand the spawning mechanic. So here we've got a little terminal. If we assign guys to the crew, they'll stand here and do their job. They do it very slowly though, so you kind of have to supplement them by helping out. So if we press E here, we will scan some debris, and I believe it starts in the current system, and it'll start scanning outward as well. So instead of me standing here doing this, let's get a guy on it doing it like full time. So let's go over here and hold our right mouse button. Actually, no, we'll go here and we'll assign somebody. And that's going to assign a rando to come up here and do some things. Now, there's some other things we can do up here. For one thing, we've got a trading thing. If there's a merchant in range, we can talk to our little AI assistant here who will give us some information if we want it. Here comes our crewman ready to report to work. What is this down here? Do I know what this is? I don't actually know what this is. Oh, we can gain health. I did not know that. You need biomass in your tank for that to work. I don't think I've ever seen that before, somehow. I've played this game a little bit. I've done some streaming on it. This is our greenhouse here, and over here with this terminal, if we had any plants, we could plant them. Right now we have 3 ferns providing O2, and if we were gathering plants from down on the surface, or I guess making them, we could go and get them right there. Over here, I forget what we put. Okay, quarters over here. So you can come in here and you can talk to crew. There's not really much to do in the crew quarters that I'm aware of. Over here we've got our biotank, I think. Yeah, we've got our biotank. So again, there's a get down to get down into the lower levels if you want to do that. But over here is the tractor beam. So what I'm going to do is I want to protect this tractor beam area pretty well. I'm going to do it from inside because we're going to be beaming stuff into the ship. We've got a guy up there scanning, so for now, let's just get in here. And on the way to the greenhouse, right, we don't want bugs getting in here, so let's put down a turret right here, and do that by pressing 3 to open that up, and we'll drop him right there. So that turret's going to be on duty right there and shooting anything that comes onto the ship. And then we've also got this right here, and I'm going to suggest that we just put a turret right here. Trying to place it, but I can't. Why can't I place it?
Weapons activated.
I don't know why it wasn't letting me place it, to be honest about it, but I guess that's okay if it sits right there. And now, hopefully, our guys have scanned some stuff, and we can come over here and take a look and see what's in the neighborhood. So we've got 3 pieces of debris. We've got some unscanned planets here. Doesn't look like... Okay, no, we have scanned these. So there's copper here, lithium here, and iron here. Iron and copper are going to be used for building ship modules. Lithium is going to be used for building defensive screens. I want to get some of that right now. So let's activate the beam on that, and let's assign some crew down here. Get them working on that. Hopefully these turrets are going to protect. Now your guys will try to defend, but they suck. So you really either need to be here shooting stuff or have turrets and defensive screens set up. So anyway, we can help them out just like we can on the bridge by manually being over here beaming stuff. Let's do that. I heard a crewman come up. There he is. We could put 2 crewmen on here. I don't know if I'm going to do that right now. And so we gathered some resources there, and we can just keep doing this. This game has a very interesting sort of 1970s sci-fi aesthetic, a very alien feeling. Clunky, you know, green screen monitors and that sort of thing. Like, look at this keyboard here. Got some Japanese characters on there. I don't know. Whatever. All I know is we press E and we beam stuff aboard. Okay, yeah, right. And eventually, maybe not in this initial sector, but eventually we will get a life form detected. And hopefully our turret's going to take care of it. But we can't guarantee that. We can't really guarantee anything. In fact, I thought I was fully protected before and had stuff get infesting in my ship. I've even had like little cysts form on the floor and crew members get sick from it, even with no alien infestation. So I'm not aware of all of the alien spawning rules. I don't entirely know. I think they can spawn from raw resources, even well after you've brought them up from the planet. So, it can be an issue. It's a little bit grindy, but, you know, a lot of games are grindy, and sometimes that's fun. This is a little fun. Your crew will eventually get all this stuff done if you just let them do it. So we don't have to be here doing this, but I really want to get this lithium. And we may have to get some iron, too, because we need to build a workshop. We might be able to build a workshop as is, but I got to check that out. Let's see, how much lithium do we have? If we look here, we can see that we're done with this debris here. So why don't we get... We've got some iron. Well, actually, you know what? Let's look up here. Okay, we're at 21 out of 40 on our storage, so it's a good thing we built that extra storage. I don't know what we need to build a workshop. It's probably a good idea to do that. So let's go to tab and take a look at our defense area here. That's our workshop. We need 5 iron to do that. So not that big a deal. Where are we going to put it is a good question. I want to put my cloning lab out here. I didn't really leave much room over here. I've got our storage right there. I think let's build another connection out this way. I don't know the great strategy for building these kinds of things, but maybe this will be it. So, under defense, let's throw our workshop right there. And then let me get out of here with tab. I had to press it twice for some reason. And did I tell these guys to start beaming something? I did not, so let's tell them to beam that. Now, to get down to these planets, we will have to build a hangar and a raw material storage and a refinery to use that raw material, more storage to put it. We'll also need to defend our teams that go down. They can get killed, and so can we by the bugs. But more importantly, we need to protect our ship. If we start beaming stuff up, we'll start getting spawned. Or if we start sending ships down, we'll start getting spawned. So I recommend using the tractor beam, heavily defending it, and then seeing where you go from there. So where the heck is our... Okay, here it is. Here is our workshop. And inside our workshop, we can build some things. So we look at our weapons. We've got a laser pistol, which... can we not make it? No, we would need research in order to do that, I guess. Laser rifle. Under defenses here, an energy barrier. It takes lithium to construct. We can make 2 of them. So let's go ahead and make 2 of them. And it sounds like we just got an alien beamed aboard the ship. I'm sure hoping that the auto turrets are taking care of that. I'm going to trust it for a minute. We're going to build 2 of these energy barriers. You can put a guy in here to work if you want. And we've got a weapon rack over here. So I'm going to take these energy barriers. And let's go back to our... if I get lost in my own ship here. Alright, how are we doing in here, guys? Any alien cysts that have been made? Yeah, I don't see any. Okay. So, under here, just behind this turret, I think we're going to throw down an energy barrier to keep the bad guys in here instead of letting them have the run of the ship. So now we've deployed an energy barrier there. And in theory, bad guys aren't going to be able to get through there. We can, though. And I don't know. I want to put those on every entrance and exit, but lithium is at a premium. So over here we've got our next exit. So, all right, we got a little squid guy there. Yeah. Now, Squid Guy here, he dropped some stuff, right? So if we hold right mouse button, we'll collect that, and we picked up a little DNA. Sometimes it'll just be not much of nothing. Doesn't look like we got any more. But other times you'll actually get some specific DNA that you can then use to build new types of crew members. You got to collect a certain amount of a certain kind of DNA before you can really use it that way. I'm going to drop off another energy barrier right there. I feel like that didn't really deploy correctly, so let's try that again. Kind of get it right in there so that our guys can't come in. Yeah, there we go. But now I think and hope we have the tractor beam area fully protected. So we can kind of help out with some dudes. We could put another guy. You know, in fact, let's go up to the bridge if I can find my way there. Is this the bridge over here? Yeah, it is. So unfortunately, when you put a corridor, when you put down an item, it'll show you what that item is right away. But if you've got corridors in between, it doesn't transfer across. So like we don't know the bridge is this way because there's a corridor in between there. So you got to remember what is going on. I'm just looking around for like alien spawn things. We don't want any of that action going on. And let's go see what our guys have figured out about the place here. So here we've explored 4 planets. We've got 0 over here. Yeah, so we don't have much going on. Let's throw one of our lazy crew in there and they'll start scanning some more. But what we can do is go over here now and say, well, have we found any lithium ore? And we have, in fact, found some lithium ore in this next system over. Have we found any sulfur ore? We have right here in our own system. So if we escape and go back, you know what? That's going to be on a planet, actually, I believe. Unfortunately, we can't really look at the details over here. I feel like something bad is happening now. If we move out here, we can see where our crew is moving about. I don't see any red spots, so maybe we're okay. I don't know. Let me get my main gun out here just in case. Oh, this is crew quarters. All right, I've gotten lost again. Tractor beam, is it out here? Yeah, it is. So remember where you parked. In other words. All right, let's see what we got going on here. We're still working on this, and we haven't started on the copper. So there'd be a bit of work involved in all of this, but what we can do is try to scan nearby systems to find sulfur, which will let us build turrets, and lithium, which will let us build energy screens, and then whatever other resource we want to pick up. I suggest doing that for a little while in these sort of safe areas so that you can build up your ship as you go along. And I don't think I'm going to go too much further here. I might do another video where I've developed a game a little bit longer and built a hangar so we can see what missions down to the surface are like, and built a cloning vat so that we can see what adding new crew members are like. But this is basically how the game goes. Now, there are, on planets, there will be special sites, and you can go check them out. You can get special abilities. You can, So there's a fair bit of depth to this game, even though it looks fairly simple. And I know the graphical style is quirky, and the gameplay is a bit odd. But if you don't mind grindy, and you like sort of exploring, what is my best strategy here? Later on, we're going to run across pirates, and bad guys are going to try to take over the ship. And there's just a lot of weird, interesting stuff that goes on. I find the game strangely compelling. Again, it's on the Epic Store. It's $29.95. Now, I got it on sale for like half price, and I'm not disappointed with it for half price. Would I feel the same at $30? I don't know. I've probably gotten that amount of gameplay out of it. It's not my favorite game in the world, but it's just very interesting, I think is the way I would describe it. So take that as a recommendation or not. I don't know. I do suggest trying it. Maybe watch some more videos, see if it's a thing for you. But otherwise, I'm going to be playing this game for just a little bit more, and trying to get to a point where maybe we'll do a second video and look at some of the things we can do. There goes a buggy right there. Are we dropping any interesting DNA that we might want to grab? Let's go see if there's anything down here. Oh, okay. Now, here we go. Oh, okay. So our turret is not helping us out here, and why? I don't know. These are the peculiarities I'm talking about here. Is like, I want to know, why is that there? How did that get there? And what's up with this guy? I mean, how did stuff get past our energy barrier? I really don't know. But I tell you, it takes about 0 seconds to go to, hey, you're no longer an effective ship going on here. So now we have an infestation in our basement, no doubt, all around here. We're going to have to go. We're going to have to hunt it out. We're going to have to clean it up. How do you protect effectively? I don't know, man. I had 2 turrets. I had two shields. So that's a bit of the frustrating factor here, is that there is no guaranteed defense. There is no way to, for sure, that I've seen, be aware that your ship, I just heard scurrying. Oh no, that's the guy typing. Okay, we're cool there. I think we're cool there. Yeah, so I was going to quit, but that didn't happen, did it? Because we got an infestation. Happens all the time. You got to be on your toes. You start beaming stuff in, and next thing you know, you've got bugs on your ship. And if you haven't designed it very well, as I apparently haven't, you will get yourself lost and be wandering around in the sub-levels forever. So anyway, that's the game. Hopefully you guys think it's interesting. Go check it out if you want to. I'll put a link in the description down below. And I'll check you guys out next time around. See you soon. Bye.